Well, hello, everyone. My name is Daisy Brayton, and I am the Human Resources Director for the city of South Burlington. I am actually a new Vermonter, just moved here from Nebraska, spent the last 25 years in Nebraska in city government and working in the academia or in the university system there. But I grew up in, my life story is I was born in American Samoa, Pongo Pongo, American Samoa. I'm a family from 5 siblings. All of my other siblings were actually born in Western Samoa at the time, which is now known as just Samoa. The American Samoa is actually a territory of the United States. So I am a US citizen, whereas the rest of my siblings and my mother were not. We immigrated to the United States in the early 70s. And so I grew up in Los Angeles around and mostly so I am of both Chinese and Samoan ethnicity. My grandfather was full Chinese and my grandmother was full Samoan. And then my father is Caucasian from from Nebraska. So I have made my way across the world living in American Samoa, which is in Polynesia, which is South Polynesia down between, I get this question a lot, where is Samoa? Between New Zealand and Hawaii. So I left that small island when I was just a few years old, and my family, we immigrated to California. And I went to high school and college in California, got my degrees at Long Beach, and then made my way across the United States, and am now a very proud Vermonter and learning to appreciate the beautiful sights and everything that Vermont has to offer. It's just such a beautiful state, and came here to be with my husband's side of the family. So in Nebraska, we no longer had family there. So we decided to come and be closer to his family. And he has a brother and a sister, one that lives here in Burlington and one that lives in New York. So decided to make our journey here. I am so very excited to become a part of Vermont and its culture and its community. I'm very much looking forward to celebrating with folks and getting to meet people. And I'm very interested and thank and appreciate being part of the AAPI Heritage Month and the celebration. I don't meet many folks in my world or in my life that are both Asian American and Pacific Islander. So this is literally just me wrapped up and ready to meet folks. So I'm very excited to be a part of this incentive and this initiative, and love to meet folks, and I'm happy to talk about my journey. So I'd love to talk a little bit about how my heritage has influenced my life and my world, and what family traditions that we have or that bring me joy, what mentors I have that have helped to make me the person that I am today. So I will say, as the Director of Human Resources and having been involved in human resources for the last 30 years, I appreciate very much the influence that my culture and my heritage has brought to my world, has brought to my appreciation of differences from different cultures. And you don't meet individuals that have had the same exact experience and life experience that everyone has had a different life experience. And I spent most of my initial years as a young adult and up through high school and college with my Samoan side of the family. So grew up with the aunties and uncles, and the cousins were your brothers and sisters, and we were all, it doesn't matter if you were related by blood, but everybody was your cousin and your auntie and your uncle, and we all again, it takes several tribes and civilizations to help people through their world, and that I very much appreciated. So we celebrated together, we grieved together, we offered each other support and whatever things we were going through in life, which every family does. which one thing I really appreciate about the Samoan culture is the sense of community. And so, for example, taking care of your elders. And the reason that we moved to Lincoln, Nebraska was because we needed to go and help support my elderly grandmother who, didn't have a lot of family there. And that's exactly what you do for your family. So I very much appreciate those family traditions that the Samoan culture has, and it is all about family is ainga, and ainga is all about the people you surround yourself who love and cherish you and support you, and will do anything for family. Family is forever, and that is definitely how my children have been brought up. I have two children, and they both have been extremely immersed in the Samoan culture. What brings me joy is to be able to celebrate and celebrate family, celebrate each other. I love coming to Vermont and being able to spend time with my husband's family and their children, where I didn't get to, so far it was, okay, let's send them an Amazon gift card for their birthday. But now I can come and get to know them and get to celebrate their lives and their interests and their hobbies. And that is really what brings me joy. Family is what it's all about for me. And supporting individuals and helping them get through challenges and helping them appreciate differences. I think that is one thing that I bring to my work environment that comes from my home environment and my culture, is that we are all in this journey together, and celebrating differences is how you make a stronger community, and how you do things. Having different opinions and different approaches is how you get the right blend of making things successful. When I'm asked about my role models, I think it's very interesting because there's not a lot of Samoans in the public eye, but one person, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is definitely one of my role models, and one of the individuals from the Samoan culture that I really appreciate, that is doing good things and living a good life, and is really setting an amazing example for other Polynesians and Samoans in the world to demonstrate that, I loved him, and we have watched the Moana movie, I would say at least a dozen times, and love to experience that our culture is represented in Disney, and they did an excellent job with doing that. So yes, I love having Dwayne Johnson as a positive role model, not only for just me, but for individuals in the world to see what good human beings can really make a difference. So love celebrating my culture and other cultures, and getting to learn and appreciate what the world has to offer.